Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a disappointing products roundup. I have such mixed feelings about these kinds of videos because I kind of love them and I kind of hate them. I am not by nature a complainer. I tend to just sort of move on and focus more on the things that bring me joy, that I love. I've noticed lately there are a few kind of cult favorite products amongst the beauty community that I have not been a big fan of. I feel a responsibility to share not only the things that work for me, but some things that don't work for me. That doesn't mean that something that doesn't work for me may not work really well for you. It very well could. It just means that it didn't work out for me, and I'm going to kind of go into the reasons why and just delve a little deeper. If you like these kinds of videos, please give it a thumbs up so that I know you want to see more of these. The first product that I have to talk about today is, again, cult classic favorite. This is the Beiges Eau de Tint Water Fresh Tint by Chanel. This was a product that I was so excited about. It was definitely an investment. I'll have to look up how much it cost, but I know that, as you can guess, like Chanel products tend to have a higher price tag. It was something that, again, super excited to try. I just felt like it would be really good for those no makeup days where I just wanted a very light cover. I kind of just dove headfirst, assuming that it would work for me. I'm gonna try and put a little bit on the back of my hand just so that you guys can kind of see, and it's supposed to be a very light and refreshing kind of, skin tint. The thing that I have found with this product for me is that it does absolutely nothing for my skin. Literally less than nothing. Like, I don't know why one would bother to put this on their skin. Like, putting this on just for me, just nothing. It doesn't have a strong scent, and as far as beauty product scents go, I'd say it's on the mild side, but it does have like a slightly floral old lady scent. It's very faint compared to some other brands where you can smell it really strongly and you're like, get away from my face. It's not that bad, but I just don't tend to like products that are scented anyway. I just don't really know what the purpose of this is. It's not giving me enough of a tint or coverage that it really helps my skin. It's just like an added layer of nothing. I was really disappointed, as you can imagine, that this didn't work out for me because I spent my own money to get it and it wasn't cheap. And it continues to sit on my shelf just because the bottle looks pretty. It sits there and gets no use. So I'm not saying it won't work for you, but perhaps you could learn from my mistakes and try something like this out before you buy it if you are interested in a product like this, because I just really don't see the point. The other thing is that actually I feel like it does or can set into fine lines a bit. So not only does it not give me coverage, but then it can also accentuate skin texture a little bit. It was just a no for me, just a straight no. So the next product is another base product, and this is the Merit Foundation Stick from the brand Merit. This was a brand launch that I was excited about when it came out. It's relatively new. They came out with a series of, core sort of everyday makeup products. And to be fair, I have only tried this one product from them. I tried the foundation stick and then their foundation brush that they recommend using with it. I've been hesitant to purchase anything else because my experience with the Merit foundation stick has been very poor. And this product is just so unsatisfying for me. I was excited to try out a stick foundation. I have the shade Bisque, by the way. I'm gonna put a little on the back of my hand so you guys can see. This is the shade. The shade is actually quite good for me. It's a very good match. The formula on my hand when I first got it seemed like it would work out well. It's kind of got a velvety finish to it. I've tried it numerous ways. Tried it with the brush that they recommend. Tried it using fingers, which did not go well at all. Tried it with my own foundation brushes. I've tried it with a sponge. Again, did not go well at all. No matter what I did with this foundation stick, it just made my skin look so bad. Set into fine lines that I didn't know I had. It left dry patches. I don't even have dry skin, generally speaking. It just accentuated texture that I, again, didn't know existed on my face. It was not that easy to blend. Not the worst in terms of blending, like I've had worse experiences, but overall was just super disappointed in this product. It's another one where I was just really excited. I'd heard so many people raving about the brand and I felt very confident that I was going to get it and love it. Like I didn't even think about buying it. I was just like, yeah, that's totally going to work for me. And then it could not have been more the opposites. I'd love to hear from you if you do like this product, if you've tried it and you love it and it works for you. I'm just really curious because I have had such bad experiences with it. Anyway, I just wanted to share. Merit, I'm sure as a brand, probably has things that I would like. I am secretly interested in their blushes, but I just haven't been able to bring myself to buy anything else from them given that this product really did not work for me. But anyway, we move on. Okay, so now we are moving into another category, and this is the Rose Ink blush in Azalea, or Lip and Cheek color in Azalea. It comes in this lovely reusable, refillable packaging. It's very chic. It has a magnetic closure, has kind of a nice white matte outside, just very chic branding. I was, again, really excited. I feel like I keep saying the same thing, but I was really excited to try this blush out. I'd heard so many people raving about it, raving about the colors, the texture, the formulation, how unique it was, how great it was. It was the best blush since sliced blush. Like, just people wouldn't stop talking about this. I'm very puzzled by this blush. I have tried using it in several different ways. I've tried applying it with just my fingers or my fingers and a brush. I've tried dipping brushes directly into the palette and then putting it on my face. But I've tried it a few different ways. And while the color is beautiful, I love this Azalea shade, I'm very perplexed by the formula. You think when you look at it that it's going to be kind of like a spongy texture, but it's not. It's kind of sticky is the best way I can describe it, and it's very dense, sticky and dense. Like it's not that easy to blend, and you can either really underdo it, like that was what was happening with me initially, where I was applying it to my face in a way where I wasn't really getting much pigment, and I was like, man, I'm like really trying to put blush on here and just having trouble, or going really overboard because my applicator picked up too much product and then I had trouble sort of blending it out. Pretty much every time I've used this, I've either had to supplement with another blush because I wasn't getting enough, or I overdid it and I had to go over my base with like another layer of concealer or whatever to sort of dull down how much blush I had put on. I have not been able to find an easy way to apply this. There are so many amazing cream blush formulas out there now that I don't really want to waste my time with a product that I have so much trouble applying. Like, why would I do that to myself? I love the Phytosurgeon's cream blushes. I talk about that brand all the time. I love the gel kind of cream products from Flower Beauty, the Flower Bomb blushes. I like the Glossier Cloud Paints. I don't know, there are 8 million cream blush brands out there that do such a great job. I am just personally not impressed with the formula here. I think it's great packaging. I love it. And I think it is really thoughtfully designed, but I think the product just doesn't quite work for me in a way that makes it super easy to use. So I do not find myself reaching for this at all, and it's a shame because I feel like I should love it, but I just don't. Anyway, I tried multiple times. Okay, so now we are into eyes, and I feel like this is going to break a lot of hearts, but I am here to talk about the Tom Ford cream and powder eye color duo. I have the shade Golden Peach. I was able to snag this 50% off during a sale, and I was really excited because I had this product on my wish list for a really long time, and I was like, yes, finally I get to pick it up and half off. This is awesome. For those that don't know, it is a powder cream duo, so you have a cream shade, and then on top you have a little powder shadow shade. I have such mixed feelings about this product because I do love the cream shadow formula. The cream formula is very beautiful, shimmery, sheeny, gives you kind of a little bit of that wet look, and layers really nicely, builds up nicely, was smooth on the eyes, didn't really crease on me much. Not that I care about creasing personally, but like I feel like the formula is really good, and this is where it gets truly meh. Meh is kind of the word that I would use to describe this topper. I have a lot of eyeshadow, and I don't really have patience for shadow that just doesn't perform. This to me is not a high performing shadow. It barely has any shimmer in it. Certainly wouldn't call it a glitter. It adds nothing to the look, and I was really pressing my finger into the pan to try to like build up some sort of, shimmery effect on the eyes, and it just did nothing for me. Maybe it would work for some people who are looking for something truly subtle. To me, the benefit of a product like this is that you're creating a really standout look, and you're using one product, which is actually two. So if half of it really truly doesn't perform well, like why would I bother spending money on it? I'm actually happy that I got this 50% off because it feels like I paid for the half that I enjoy, which is the cream shadow. I would never recommend that someone buy this full price for what you get. Now, maybe the other colors are better. I, again, have Golden Peach. I only have that one, so I don't want to speak for the whole line, but was very unimpressed with this product. But like, it's a bummer. It's just so bland. Like, there's such a wealth of exciting shadow out there. I just have no patience for this bullshit. So this is the Auric Ego Smoke Reflect, and it's obviously intended to sort of mimic the look and feel of the Tom Ford duo. I love Samantha Ravndahl as a YouTuber, and I was really excited when she launched her brand, and this product seemed right up my alley. I have the inverse problem with this product that I have with the Tom Ford duo. In this Smoke Reflect, and I again have the shade Ego, which is sort of like a greigey green, I love the glitter topper or the shadow topper. I think it is a beautiful color, a beautiful formulation. It's a very nice shadow. It's not like the most intense, incredible shadow you've ever tried, but it is quite lovely and very impactful. And I find that I reach for this color, because it's a very unique color, pretty frequently. Where it gets disappointing, unfortunately for me, is the cream shadow formulation. This does not, for me, layer well at all. I have found it to be patchy on me and really just generally difficult to apply and use. So whereas the Tom Ford one, I just felt like was really easy to use, dip your finger in, blend out a little with your finger and a brush. You can do another layer if it's not as impactful. Worked really well. This one just, I don't know, it like the product like wiped itself away, and when I did try to build it up again, it would either like move itself off of my eyelid, or in the areas that were like really blended out would set so that I couldn't continue to blend it out. So I have struggled with this because, again, like it for the inverse, feel like it's a great shadow topper, but I don't want to pay money for a product that I only like 50% of it. And this is and also an expensive product. They're luxury beauty prices at Auric. I still am using it, and I've actually gotten some very pretty looks out of it, but as far as the cream shadow formulation, it just doesn't or has not worked well for me. And it's so hard because she has some other colors in the range that I'm so tempted by because they look beautiful, but I can't bring myself to try again and invest in more, knowing that this one really hasn't worked well for me. Two very similar products that don't work for me for very different reasons. This is the Glossier Ultralip, and I have the shade Portrait. I think part of my issue here is that I picked a color that I'm not super sure is the most flattering on me. As you can see, it's just not really a shade that for me is that flattering. That's user error, that's fine. I don't quite see the appeal of this formula. It is kind of an extra sticky balm. It's supposed to give you kind of like a glossy look, but a balmy feel. I don't know, I struggle with this because it's not a bad product. It's not inherently like it doesn't work well, and maybe if I had chosen a shade that worked better for my skin tone, I would feel differently about it, but I just don't really see the appeal. But I am also someone who really likes the Generation G lipsticks, and I know that a lot of people hate those, but I feel like they just give you kind of like a very nice tint, and I like the waxy feel of them, so maybe that's why I'm not as attracted to this formulation. I kind of just like my balms to be balms and my glosses to be glosses, and these kind of hybrid products that are supposed to do both, I feel like I just am very skeptical of whether or not they have a place in my makeup routine. I literally organize my lip products by their finishes, so this is one where I'm like, I don't know where to put this. Like, does it go with my balms? Does it go with my glosses? It kind of doesn't do either super well. Yeah, I don't know. For me, this was just sort of one thing where I'm like, I wish that I hadn't bought that because it does nothing for me, but not an inherently bad product. And if you really are someone who loves that sort of like in-between formula and you're looking for something that kind of feels like a balm on the lips but gives you more gloss, maybe you will love this. So the last product I have today is the Fenty Beauty Snap Shadow palette in the shade 10 Money. I wanted to love this palette because I love the colors in it. I love the greens. I love this sort of just the general color story here. Obviously, it's inspired by Money. I just thought it would be a really nice addition to my collection because I didn't really have, at the time, a lot of greens that fell into this category. The gold looked really pretty. My issue with this is that I don't feel like the eyeshadow formulation is great. I really have struggled to get the kind of pigment and buildup that I would expect from a Fenty product because generally speaking, I feel like their stuff is very impactful, very, makeup, you know what I mean? It's not like for a light touch. So I was really surprised that I had such issues kind of building up these formulas, and I also found them fairly difficult to blend, so that every time I used it, I felt like I was getting ultimately kind of a patchy look that didn't hold up very well. And I have had better luck actually with like the Revlon palettes that I've talked about before, the mini palettes that are a lot cheaper and have interesting color stories as well. So to me, this is a product that is not worth the money, despite the fact that I love the color story. And it's so disappointing. Again, I hate to say it because I love Fenty and I do really like the colors, but I just never reach for it because it doesn't perform the way that I would expect it to or that I need it to. Okay, so that is all of my disappointing products for now. I hope to actually not make too many more of these types of videos because I hope that everything I purchase from now on is always flawless and perfect, but the likelihood is that that won't be the case. But yeah, I'm always happy to share what I think of something. Just remember, these are my opinions and my experiences with products. You may love some of the things that I mentioned and have had very different experiences with them, and that doesn't make either of us wrong. But I just thought it would be good to share my opinion on a few things that I bought and kind of regretted buying. Really appreciate you guys watching, and if you like this video or any of the other videos that I've made and would like to see more, please consider subscribing. I'm going to try and be more active on here as much as I possibly can be, and I would love to have your support. So thank you so much for watching. Sending you guys lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!